Spring is here, and the deals are hotter than ever at Shack Shop. Turn heads with stunning bikinis, now on sale. Explore the deep with cutting-edge underwater drones. Gear up for adventure with durable tents for every trip. Ride into spring with unbeatable deals on bikes. Fresh styles, women's fashion, and must-have looks, all discounted. Don't miss the Shack Shop Spring Fling Sale. These prices won't last. Shop now and make this spring unforgettable, only at Shack Shop.
A growing controversy is surrounding Texas congressional candidate and Tejano music star Bobby Pulido, as questions emerge about his past professional association with a musician who was later convicted of a serious crime involving a minor. The issue has quickly gained attention, raising concerns among voters and fueling political debate as Pulido campaigns for a seat in the U.S. House of Representatives. Pulido, a well-known figure in the Latin music world and a two-time Latin Grammy Award winner, is currently the Democratic nominee for Texas's 15th Congressional District. While his career has long been associated with success in the Tejano genre, recent reports have shifted focus away from his music and toward his past collaborations, particularly those involving accordion player Frankie Caballero. Caballero, who performed alongside Pulido for years, was convicted in 2014 of a second-degree felony involving inappropriate contact with a minor. According to publicly available records, the offense involved an 8-year-old girl. Following the conviction, Caballero served several years in prison before eventually being released. What has sparked renewed scrutiny is the timeline of Caballero's continued involvement in Pulido's musical circle after his release. Reports indicate that Caballero resumed performing with Pulido between 2018 and 2021, appearing at concerts across multiple cities in the United States. Video footage from live performances during that period shows the two musicians sharing the stage, prompting critics to question whether Pulido was aware of Caballero's criminal background at the time. Pulido's campaign has responded to the controversy by emphasizing that the candidate had no knowledge of Caballero's criminal history during the period in question. According to a statement released by campaign representatives, Pulido only became aware of the situation in 2021. Once the information came to light, Caballero was immediately removed from any professional involvement. The campaign further stated that Pulido has expressed sympathy for victims affected by such crimes and maintains that he would never knowingly associate with someone convicted of offenses involving children. The statement also referenced Caballero's personal struggles, including reported issues with substance abuse, suggesting that Pulido had previously attempted to support him in that regard without knowledge of his criminal record. Despite these clarifications, political opponents have seized on the issue. Incumbent Representative Monica de la Cruz, who currently holds the seat Pulido is seeking, publicly criticized the situation. In a statement shared on social media, she expressed concern for victims and questioned Pulido's judgment, framing the controversy as a matter of character and accountability. De la Cruz also suggested that the association raised broader concerns about leadership and decision-making, arguing that voters deserve transparency from candidates seeking public office. Her comments have amplified the political dimension of the issue, turning what might have remained a background controversy into a focal point of the campaign. This is not the first time Pulido has faced public scrutiny since announcing his candidacy. Since entering the political arena, several aspects of his past have resurfaced, including social media activity and artistic content from earlier in his career. Among the controversies are older posts from Pulido's social media accounts that some critics have described as inappropriate or offensive. Additionally, a music video released years ago has been re-examined, with some viewers questioning its imagery and tone. While these incidents are unrelated to the current controversy involving Caballero, they have contributed to a broader narrative being shaped by critics during the campaign. Pulido officially launched his congressional bid in September 2025, entering a competitive race in a district that has drawn national attention in recent election cycles. Texas's 15th district has been closely contested, making any controversy potentially significant in influencing voter perception. Supporters of Pulido argue that the criticism is politically motivated and intended to distract from policy discussions. They emphasize his long-standing career, community involvement, and contributions to the music industry as evidence of his character and leadership potential. They also point out that many public figures face scrutiny when transitioning into politics, particularly those with long careers in entertainment, where past associations and content are more likely to be revisited. In their view, the focus should remain on Pulido's platform, policies, and vision for the district, rather than past professional relationships that he claims to have ended once he became aware of the circumstances. On the other hand, critics maintain that the issue raises legitimate questions. They argue that public figures, especially those seeking elected office, have a responsibility to be aware of the individuals they work closely with. For these critics, the timeline of events, particularly the years during which Caballero performed with Pulido after his release from prison, warrants further examination. The issue also touches on broader themes, including accountability, due diligence, and the expectations placed on individuals in positions of influence. For voters, the controversy may ultimately come down to whether they find Pulido's explanation credible and whether they believe the situation reflects on his ability to serve in public office. As the campaign continues, it is likely that the controversy will remain a point of discussion. Both supporters and opponents are expected to continue using the issue to frame their arguments, making it a potentially defining element of the race. Meanwhile, Pulido's campaign has indicated that it intends to move forward by focusing on key issues affecting constituents in the district. These include economic development, healthcare access, education, and border-related concerns, topics that are central to many voters in South Texas. Whether the controversy will have a lasting impact on the election remains to be seen. Political analysts note that voter priorities can vary widely, and while controversies can influence public perception, they do not always determine election outcomes. Ultimately, the situation highlights the challenges faced by candidates with public histories as they navigate the transition into politics. For Bobby Pulido, the coming months will be critical in shaping how voters interpret both his past and his vision for the future.